I really should have dusted before filming this video. Rightio, let's get started. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we will be doing a bookshelf tour. So before I get started on actually showing you the books on the bookshelf and everything that I've got on there, I thought I'd let you know that this bookshelf specifically is from IKEA, and I think it's called like the Gersby one. I've actually just found it on my iPad. It's the Gersby one and it was £35 from IKEA. When I first bought my bookshelf, I didn't actually have that many physical books at all around my room, so I went for a small one, and now I really regret that because it is now full to the brim. However, if you know me in real life or you've ever been in my bedroom, then you would know that I've only got like one big flat white wall, and it's that one, and obviously that's what my bed's coming off of. My wardrobe is just next to that because this is a chimney breast. And then I've got shelves here. So I am dealing with limited space for books, and now my bookshelf's full up. I really don't know what I'm going to do because I'm going to need to build some shelves. But anyway, that is enough of me complaining. I'm going to get into the actual tour now, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so you are currently on my bed. Don't know how that's going to go. You probably will fall over at some point. But this is my little bookshelf. You can only see the top 3 shelves at the moment, but I will move you down when we get to those. So my top shelf on my bookshelf, if I just move my little IKEA plant away. This video is not sponsored by IKEA, as you guys will probably guess. But it starts off with one of my favourite authors in the entire world, and that is Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've only got 4 of her books up here right now. I've got 2 books of hers on my physical TBR and one that I have just finished last night, but I can't put them up there yet because I haven't done my little pink covers on them. My second lot of books are, of course, that is the wrong way around, I have just realised. My favourite trilogy of all time, actually so is that one, what the hell is going on? That is the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. I speak about it in every video, you already know the drill, I'm not going to go into it, but honestly, it is my pride and joy, which is why it sits on my top shelf. It did used to be right here, but then I put my plant there and I did not want these covered up because my faves. So they go here now. And then the plant just goes like that. As much as I don't want to hide Taylor Jenkins Reid books, I just like the plant on the top shelf. So moving a little bit to the other side, we have some Tessa Bailey books. Again, I do have one just further down here, which I actually lent to my sister-in-law. She just recently read this, which is why I've just got it back. She finished it and she liked it, so that is good. But again, I haven't done the pink cover, so I can't put it up there yet, but it will go just next to it. And next to that, I have some Ali Hazelwood books. I actually haven't got any more of these on my physical TBR. They're all on my mental TBR, but I've read 2 of her books so far, and that is The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain. Absolutely love them. Love Hypothesis was probably my favourite so far. 5-star for me. I know that it is like a love-hate book. A lot of people, because it had so much hype, everyone was like, it's not that good, but I personally loved it. And I actually really enjoyed Love on the Brain too. I love her covers. I think they're so pretty. Look how cute they are. Anything with the cartoon cover I'm so down for, by the way. If you haven't guessed by now, I do arrange my bookshelf by author because I do my own pink covers on them anyway, which I will do a video on how to do that. There's really no need for me to colour coordinate it or do anything like that. So I put it by author, and then if there's a series within that author, I'll put it within series as well. For example, we've then got the Karen McManus, or McManus, I don't actually know how to pronounce it, but her books. And for example, I've got One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next, which there is a 3rd one coming out this year, by the way, which I found out the other day, which is crazy. But obviously, by the way, some of these are really bad, but I don't care. And then the rest of her books are just under there. So we've got Nothing More to Tell, The Cousins, You'll Be the Death of Me, and Two Can Keep a Secret. It's second shelf time. On the second shelf down, we have little IKEA candle, very cute. And also this Harry Potter candle, which I have, I think, demolished, yep, the absolute shit out of. The actual wick just came out. So starting from the right hand side, we just have some random books really. These are all just random standalones. We've got this random Freddie Mercury book. I still am in my Queen obsession stage, but my mum or someone bought me a book of his. He obviously didn't write it because he died. These 2 are 50/50 and 13 by Steve Kavanagh. These are part of a series, but I only have actually read these 2. I made the mistake of reading 50/50 first and then reading 13, even though 13 is technically set before. Next on the list, which just sits up here, is a little Christmas decoration that I actually didn't take down. My mum got it for me for my tree, but I thought I have to put it on my bookshelf. And it's a little mouse in bed reading a book, And I did first of all lay it down like this on my books, but I liked it just propped up because he looks really, really cute. So sweet. So that just sits on top there. And for some reason I also have this Christmas decoration still out. Bear in mind it's February right now. February. And it's just literally like a little book. I guess this isn't really a Christmas decoration, but it's just like a little bookshelf, and I think that's really cute. It did actually hang from like one of my books up here once, but I think it fell, so I'm just gonna... Does that look bad? Oh, it's staying there for now. But my actual next set of books is some of my favourite books ever. Again, I'm not going to go into them because I talked about them a lot in my first lot of videos, but it is Kat Clark. I love her, she's incredible. These are all YA, by the way, all of these books. God, they look yellow, they are old. I've had these books for a really, really long time because they are all YA. My favourites by her were The Lost and the Found and We Are Young, and also Girlhood, and also Undone. But obviously the rest are really, really good as well. These are particularly my favourites though, and I think what I like about her the most is that she focuses on quite dark topics while also keeping it YA and having younger main characters. So a lot of the characters are like in their early teens up to about 15, some of them might be about 17, and it's just nice because I mean I'm 21 now, but when I read these I was the same age as these characters, and it was just really nice to see that not everyone has a perfect life, because I was reading things like Girl Online by Zoella at the time, and a lot of those videos are like happy ever after, my life is perfect, blah, blah, blah. So it's quite nice to see that, you know, shit does happen. Even as a teenager, your life isn't perfect. For example, this one, 3 people died and no one's asking why, but I need answers. I have to find out what really happened that night. This was really good. So they focus on some quite dark topics, but in like a nice, respectful way that makes you relate as a young person. And that's why I love Kat Clark so much. I will stop talking about Kat Clark now because I could probably talk about her all day. But the next lot, again, underneath my little plant here, are just random standalones as well. So I've got How to Kill Your Family, Beach House Summer, The List, and This Lie Will Kill You. Not my favourite books, which is why they're hiding behind the plant. However, still okay. I think The List was actually my lowest rated book ever. Again, it wasn't even a bad book, but it wasn't giving what I wanted it to give. Okay, so I've moved you a little bit lower now so we can talk about shelf number 3. I think I'm just going to sit down for this one because if I move too much the tripod will fall over and you won't even see me, because if I stand up all you get is boobs. So I'm going to stay sat down. So starting off with accessories like we did last time, I've got another one of just those pink candles, and I also have these fake flowers in a mini vase from, where are these from? The actual main flowers are from IKEA as well, along with the vase, or vase, whatever you want to call it. And then these mini ones are from Shein, but that just sits right here in between my 2 favourite little Sylvanian families. Look how cute they are. I've loved Sylvanian families from when I was really, really young, and these 2 have the cutest little outfits on, so I thought what better to put them than on my shelf, and they're so cute. But in terms of actual books, which is what we're here for, this shelf starts off with Emily Henry. She is 100% one of my favourite books ever, and I am so excited for her book to come out in April, I believe. Happy Place, so excited for that. I actually tabbed 2 of them. Book Lovers, as you can tell, is one of my favourite books in the entire world. I read it all in one day and it was absolutely incredible. I did tab the shit out of this one though. I think it was like the first book that I properly tabbed, and I did some really cute annotations as well. Look how cute they are. I've also got Beach Read and You and Me on Vacation here. Also, this book is called People We Meet on Vacation. There's 2 covers, 2 names. People get confused thinking it is a whole separate book, but it is the same book. But next to Emily Henry, we have a very controversial moment over here. I don't know if people love her or hate her, but we have all of my Colleen Hoover books. Colleen Hoover, I read, oh, and I also have It Ends of Us, but my mum's borrowing that at the moment. She's the author that I've got the most books of, seconded by Kat Clark, and Tara McManus is probably my 3rd most collected author. But Colleen Hoover, I like her, I'm sorry, and I know she's controversial, and I know that her books aren't the best, but they are a great form of just a quick read, pure entertainment, weird plot twist. I don't care. I'm gonna admit I like her books. Because again, as you learnt from the Kat Clark books, I actually really like books that focus on harder topics. So a lot of people say, well, Colleen Hoover's not a form of escapism, she's realism. But I quite like realism within books because it makes me feel like my life, not everyone's life is perfect, and it's nice to relate. So all of these horrible topics like car accidents and domestic violence and, you know, all of them really, really hard and difficult topics that she talks about, I like learning more about, and I quite like them. You don't have to. If you prefer fantasy and fake worlds, or, you know, happier books, love stories, of course, I love them too, but I'm not going to shy away from a bit of Colleen Hoover. I know her writing's not the best, but it's just easy. It's just easy. So that's why I enjoy them. One of my favourite ones by her though was All You're Perfect, because it was one that isn't, I mean, it's still popular, don't get me wrong, but it's not one of the most popular ones of hers. So yeah, I really liked it. And Verity, of course. I did a reading vlog on that and devoured it in one day. Next to this big stack of Colleen Hoover though, I do have the taller ones because for some reason all of her books aren't the same size. So I've got It Starts With Us, Layla and Reminders of Him. They are like the taller options because there's a motorbike going past. Anyway, this one is taller, so if I put it on there, like, it is bigger, as you can see. And I don't like that, so the taller ones go next to it. I'm just going to move my little flowers and little friends out the way. So the next set of books that I have are Sadie, again a taller book, Snow Falling, which is actually part of the Jane the Virgin book. So if you've watched the programme Jane the Virgin, this is actually the book that Jane writes about her and Michael's love story. If you've watched the programme and you actually want to read the book she wrote, you can get it on Amazon. So the next lot is a series, and it's the Girl Missing series by Sophia Mackenzie. And I've got Girl Missing, Sister Missing and Missing Me. These are the books. I've got another controversial book on my bookshelf, and that is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I really enjoyed this book. Despite the fact that apparently she killed someone, I have no idea if that's actually true or what. I didn't know that when I went into this book, so I didn't really care. Because I had no idea, and I read it and I really enjoyed it, but a lot of people, I think my friend Summer read it and it put her in a slump. So Summer, if you're watching this, I do apologise. So in this book it flashes back between Kaya growing up and a murder mystery, and Summer, who I was just telling you about, who read this and got in a slump, she actually preferred reading the murder mystery, whereas I actually preferred reading about Kaya growing up because for some reason I just got into it. I don't know why. The only thing I will say about it though is that it does heavily on the back focus about the fact that it is a murder mystery and things, but only about 20% of the book is a murder mystery. Obviously you do find out what happens and stuff like that, and I have watched the film, I did go and see it in cinema, but it's not a murder mystery at all. I've also got The Silent Patient, and I actually want to get more of his books because this was really good. Again, tabbed the living shit out of it. Really, really enjoyed this one. This is where I'm going to start apologising to my friend Summer because she's going to get mentioned again in this video. But this is actually her book. This is why it's faced outwards, because I'm obviously not going to put a pink cover on it when it's not mine. She gave it to me to read, literally, I'm not even joking, about 4, 5, maybe even 6 years ago, and I just haven't picked it up because I've just completely forgot. And because it hides behind my little plant, I just forget about it. So it is The Girl on the Train, and I promise you, Summer, now I will read this and I will give it back to you. Not that you probably remember because it was 6 years ago, but it is here and it is in safe hands, but I will read it, I promise. Okay, so the next shelf is where it starts getting a little bit ugly, I will say. But I am going to start off with the elephant in the room, elephant on the shelf, and it's this bad boy here. On top of it, I just have all of my bookmarks, tabs, and all of that jazz. This is just a little crate from Primark. I think they were selling them for literally, I should know that because I work there, but I think they're about £1. But anyway, that is that. But what it's sitting on top of is my Harry Potter books. You'll know if you've got this box set that it comes in this lovely little case thing. They actually do face outwards like this. I had it up like this, no, up like that for a long time, but they're actually upside down right now. But obviously doesn't match my room, and I am a sucker for everything matching. So I have this side facing out, which, you know, is fine. So the next thing on my bookshelf is this little glass, like, pot thing. I had this for a really long time in my room. It was on my bedside table and I put my jewellery in it for a while, but now it has just got random £1 and £2 coins in it. This is because at the start of the year, I said to myself, I think I saw it on TikTok, I saw it somewhere, where someone would save £1 or £2 for every book they read of this year, and then whatever they save up is what they spend on books the next year. And I thought that is such a good idea. I mean, I have already read 14 books this year, so by rights there should be £28 in here right now, but there's not because I never get cash anymore. So whenever I get like £2 coins or whatever, I just shove them in here. I saw someone say that they're going to save £1 for every book they read, but I read too much, so I'm going to save £2. And it's just a nice little way to save. You don't even have to spend it on books after, you can actually put it into your savings, but I don't know, I just thought it was a cute idea. And in regards to actual books on this bookshelf, I'm going to start off with Maybe in Another Life. I finished this last night. Again, that is the Taylor Jenkins Reid one that I was talking about. This will go on the top shelf with the rest of my Taylor Jenkins Reid books once I've put the cover on it. But I really liked this. It was really good. I've just got some more random books down there. These are the ones I've started doing the covers on, because obviously this shelf will also be filled up with pink books, but I haven't finished all the ones I've read. These are the ones I've read recently in January. You would have seen them in my January wrap up if you watched that video. If not, go and check it out. And along here is all the Shatter Me books that I've read. I say all, there's two. I read the first Shatter Me and then Unravel Me. I read Unravel Me at the start of this month. It was my first read of February. I actually have the rest of the series on the shelf below, which is actually my TBR shelf, so I will show you that in a minute. I do want to go more into depth about it in a separate video, but I'm just going to give you like a brief overall look at it right now. So obviously once I finish a book in the Shatter Me series, I will put it up here, but obviously I've only read 2 at the moment, so when I next read one, it will slot straight in there. So I have no way of actually showing you with the tripod because it's too tucked away. But if you just go next to my bed, ignore that little bit of paper. That's because my floor is actually wonky, so I've had to like level it out with a bit of paper. But this is my TBR shelf. It has 20 books on it currently that I haven't read. I have actually read It Starts With Us, as you saw it up here, but I wanted the paperback version to go on my bookshelf because I am paperback girly through and through. So of course I've got the rest of the Shatter Me series. I have got some, I think there's one physical like main book that I haven't read, but all of the novellas I'm actually reading on my Kindle. Ew, ignore the mess. But I've got Regretting You, You Again, Dream On, A Thousand Boy Kisses. I've got some popular books on there. These are the other 2 Taylor Jenkins Reid ones that I haven't read yet, so I can't wait to delve into those. And just a rare bit, this one actually is in rainbow order, not rainbow, but like colour coordinated. And that is a Christmas book that I didn't get around to reading in December, so I will save that until next December. So that is everything on my bookshelf. I do obviously have those little shelves here, and if it does get to the point where I physically cannot put anything else on this shelf, as you've just seen, then I probably will turn these into bookshelves as well, because they did used to have some books on it, but then it got to the point where I got too many, so I had to buy this bookshelf anyway. But I do have some room. I do have room for some good books. That drawer is open. Behind the scenes shot. But yeah, that is everything I've got on my bookshelf so far. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I can do in a couple, maybe a year's time, do a way more in-depth video where I've got like a big ass bookshelf and lots more books that I can show you guys. Again, I will do a separate video which is my physical TBR, because I do have about 20-25 books on there that I can definitely show you and definitely give you a little rundown. And I'm also going to start a series on this channel where I do basically reading vlogs of reading my physical TBR, because it's the only way I'm going to get it down, because I've got so many books that I want to buy and I'm not letting myself buy them. I'm not letting myself, because I have no room. I literally cannot put them anywhere. So that is becoming a little bit of a problem. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. It has been chaotic to say the least, but this is my cutesy little pink bookshelf for you. Have a final little glance. There you go. I really should have filmed this video when I had done all my cute pink covers, but there you go. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I love you lots, and I'll see you in my next video.